Lijepi pozdrav svima. Koji će gledati ili gledaju Rigmor of Cyrodiil. Nastavak poznatog Rigmora of Brume. U kojem smo mi Guardian Protector mlade Rigmor. Da bismo mogli pratiti ovaj nastavak, preporučam da se odigra prvo Rigmor of Bruma, a zatim Rigmor of Cyrodiil, jer dosta ima ajmo tako reći uglavnom, da bi započeli Rigmor of Cyrodiil, u inventoriju će nam se pojaviti Start quest by reading note. Meet me in abandoned mare. I have some important news. Take a seat near the door and I will come once you arrive. A friend. Dakle, posjetiti će nas jedan stari prijatelj iz Rigmor of Bruma. Mi se već nalazimo u Vajtranu ispred Benredmera. I idemo da vidimo tko će nas to dočekati.
Welcome. Let me know if you want anything. Think I got a clean mug around here somewhere.
Mi si trebamo zisati i pričekati prijatelja. Lijepi Benredmer, nordijskog stilu. Okej, da pričekamo. Si. Wait patiently. Okay, this part over to the
Sadia, dear?
Yes, Mum?
You still need to remove that blood stain from the incident.
Of course, Mum. Look alive, will you? Yes, Mum.
Inače, moj lik je Ragnar. Dragon's armoru.
You want a drink?
Greetings, Dragonborn. You don't know the trouble I've had finding you.
You want a drink?
Got a letter here for you. Special delivery.
Cyrodiil SE. Poznati. Cyrodiil SE. Thief, disciple, messenger, mage, mentor, and now carrier. Koliko dugo je bilo, prijatelj?
Too long, Dragonborn. Too long. I'd say by a whisker, 4 years.
4 godine. So, znači ovo je bitno što imaš za mene.
For your eyes only, straight from Bruma. Don't suppose you've heard what's been going on in Cyrodiil these last couple of years?
Pa i nisam baš obraćao pozornost na cyrodiil. Moram priznat, pune ruke su mi bile Skyrima.
Not heard from young Rigmor then?
Nisam čuo.
Not this one. Although I do know Rigmor did try to write.
Je, ali nije došlo do mene. Pa sam samo pretpostavio da je nastavila sa životom.
Yeah, well, the letters never got returned. So it's worth checking out if they're buried at the border post somewhere. You'll have to go there anyway to acquire the pass from the official.
Border post, da, uvijek je problem ili sa granicom ili sa poštom.
That's what they sent me. You better read this.
Just give a holler.
Dragonborn, if you are reading this, then we have at last managed to find you. You must have heard of the recent events in Cyrodiil, and although some stability has returned, freedom has not. We must speak in private, and certain names have been omitted in this correspondence, but I am sure you know to whom I am referring. She did try to write you, but you could not be located and gave up on ever seeing you again. I don't think she ever got over losing you, but she is fine and well and has moved on. You know her. Never one to sit still. Always looking for trouble if it doesn't find her first. And trouble has found her. Of course she just waves it off, talks tough. And I do realize you have moved on with your life. But I have no choice but to contact you for help. We fear she is in grave danger, Dragonborn. Please come to visit us at our residence so we can talk further. Show the border guards the official pass. Sigyn of Bruma.
To je mama. Al nisam dobio.
What is it?
Šta se sad uvalila?
These days, with the border locked down, it's near impossible to get anything through. You must get the official border pass to enter Cyrodiil.
Je, znam.
If anyone tells you otherwise or offers a way over for coin, be wary of them. Very wary. That's if you decide to respond, of course.
Nabavit ću, pretpostavljam da su je tamo i pisma zaglavila.
Must be like a blast from the past, right?
Yep.
Yeah, well, all will be revealed, Dragonborn. All will be revealed.
Da, to je rečenica iz Rigmorov Bruma. All will be revealed, Dragonborn. All will be revealed.
Let's see. Foreboding?
Yes.
I'm sure it's nothing you can't handle. Must be important, seeing as you ain't had no contact with anyone from back then in a foo. Just keep your weapon in your pocket and try not to whip it out. You'll be fine. Cyrodiil ain't like here. They's all civilised. Got a big thing about it apparently. But something ain't right. I could feel it in me waterlight. There was nothing civilised about what I saw crossing the border.
A šta si to vidio?
Just you make sure that you keep a cool head. You'll see.
A šta si ti radio, prijatelju?
Oh, bit of this, bit of that. Still living at the old farmhouse on the lake. I tried renting one of the rooms to make a bit of coin, but they don't stay long. I don't know why. As it happens, I'm going on a kind of pilgrimage to Winterhold, to the shrine of my mistress Azura.
Just give a holler.
There's a pretty young thing there has took a bit of a shine to me. Arania, her name is. So I'll be taking my leave and seeing as how far I can get my feet under the table with Missy and Ith and try warming her up a bit. With a bit of luck, I'm hoping to coax her down from the mountain and into my little old farm. Likewise, Dragonborn. Likewise. It's good to see you too again, my friend.
I tebe, moj prijatelj.
Now then, my part in this is done, and I have a date with Destiny. So until next time, Dragonborn.
Travel to the border post. Znači nekoliko napomena. Pod broj 1. Rigmor of cyrodiil je prilično straightforward mod. Što znači da je kompletno bruma otkrivena, ali samo oni dijelovi koji su bitni za mod. Što znači da ćemo, i nadam se da mi to nećete zamjeriti, sa komandama otkriti sve dijelove cyrodiila. Bruma je samo glavni dan. Čisto iz razloga jer prolazeći kroz cyrodiil, koristeći ovaj mod, i nema nekakvih događaja. Nije da će vas netko napasti, nije da će vas netko, da ćete imati nekakve događaje. Možete jahati konja, možete pješačiti od grada do grada, ali nije da će se dogoditi nešto što je bitno za sam mod. Druga stvar, Rigmor of cyrodiil je više političko-ljubavna drama, nego šta ima više nekakvih borbi. Iako nije da ih nema.
Just give a holler.
Ništa, idemo do border posta nabaviti tovnicu, kako bi rekao. Lijepo vrijeme, lijepa kiša. Aha, da nam fali, vidim da nam fali nešto, Prije nego što krenemo. I ovdje mi je bolje ne gledam. Tražim lanternu. Znam da ju imam. Ispričavam se. Mislio da imam lanternu.
Nothing of our struggle.
Idemo probati.
our suffering.
Da. Sad se ne mogu sjetiti, evo da me ubiješ, sad se ne mogu sjetiti. Nije lantern. Oh,
Nothing. And what of my son? Hmm? What of Thorold? Is he nothing? So don't talk to me about suffering.
the border pesa. Vjerojatno ću se sjetiti neki putem. U glavu će mi doći. Znam da nije lantern.
Hey, here's another one. What a beauty.
Jep, hvala na pitanju, hvala na...
Looking across the border, friend. The price is 100 gold.
Da ti ne bi platio.
No need for that. Could take hours. A few coin and you'll be over the border in no time.
Pokušavaš mi iznuti.
Nah, I'm just trying to do you a favor, friend.
Friend. Kapitane, idem ja službeno, šta je službeno? Službeno je. Još uvijek me muči, nije lanterna. A, dobro, i drugo imat ću to, će već da sam.
Sarmenti, my dear, please, I'm trying my best. Hopefully I can get a new appointment somewhere else in the Empire.
Well, your best is not enough. We have been stuck out here for nearly 2 years. How much longer do I have to put with those beasts outside?
Everything is going to be just fine.
The way they look at me, it's only a matter of time. What are you going to do about it? I'm in fear for my life.
Oh, Sarmenti. Oh, who's this? Are you in need of some assistance?
Zato sam tu. Dobar dan.
Well met.
Trebam Trebam vizu.
Ah, you must be... one moment. Yes, Captain Grimbald of the Bruma Garrison informed us you would probably be coming. No one gets into Cyrodiil without an official pass. This one is signed by the House of Bruma. Be sure to show it to the new Imperial Guards when asked.
This document says that holder is permitted full passage to the province of Cyrodiil and the Empire, and that the holder has acknowledged to uphold blah 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 blah. I declare full allegiance to the Emperor, the laws, blah blah blah, product plans, blah blah blah. Ok. To je vizor. A imaš li još nešto za mene?
What is it? Have you not heard? A lot of changes have recently occurred in Cyrodiil. The Emperor is very serious on immigration control and is quite ruthless in his implementation of zero tolerance. To not be in possession of an official document can be, how shall we say, fatal? Those guards are nothing more than criminal scum and people traffickers. They would wave you through for coin knowing how it would end, like it has for so many others. Those poor souls. Let's just say I have seen them letting whole families through the gates, men, women, children, all hoping for a new life, only to end up bloody, frozen rags in the snow. It's quite sad. They are actually meant to be here to turn away the economic migrants and protect me as a diplomatic service. The new Imperial border guards are, shall we say, more robust in their duties, hence the pass. Your friends had good cause to make sure you adhere to the official channels. Cyrodiil is a civilized province. Acts of aggression against any citizen are met with extreme prejudice. In some cases, entire families can be held responsible by the actions of one. As you now officially represent the House of Bruma, need I go on? Of course, you can defend yourself, and people do carry weapons in case of the odd renegade or wild animal. But you'll find those inconveniences virtually eradicated apart from the border regions, so please act accordingly to the law. Before you leave, do you require any further assistance?
Jel ima kakvih pisama za mene koji su zapeli možda kod vas na granici?
Do you know the name of the sender?
Rigmor of Bruma.
One moment. Aha! Here's one.
Samo jedno.
Dated mid-2002? Almost 4 years ago.
Zašto mi niste dostavili?
Let me
Sad
check
se
to
ona
see if
ljuti
there's
na
any more in the
mene,
back
a ja
room.
zapravo nisam ni dobio pismo. A sigurno se ljuti, sigurno će se ljutiti na mene. Kako ću jezikovu juhu dobiti da je to čudo jedno?
Hey, Dragonborn. It's so weird being back in Bruma again. I was trying to figure out how long it had been since... well, since me and Mom were taken from our home.
Yes.
Must be about 5 years, but it seems like a lifetime. Things are totally so different now, but Bruma is just how I remembered it. Life within the keep is taking a bit getting used to. The Great Hall is really intimidating and freaks me out. But I'm trying so hard to meet the demands expected of me. As a countess? Yeah, right. Did you know Malisam is here? He's such a total ass. It's my duty to protect the descendants of blah blah blah, and is always totally in my face. At least Carice has my back. We've become quite close lately, and I don't know what I would do without her. She's so cool. There's this old guy here called Friathoff, a scholar. He used to tutor the late Countess's daughter, and now tutors me, don't laugh, on etiquette and how to be more ladylike. Whatever. Like, Countess Rigmor of Bruma. I still think of you and miss you so much. I know I was way too clingy. I hope that isn't why you haven't come to see me already. I didn't mean those things I said, and I hope you don't hold that against me and come visit me soon. I would really like that. Have to go now. They're calling me to the hall to sort out some dog and chicken thing. A local dispute, as is part of my duties. Don't leave it too long, Dragonborn. It's been too long already. Love always, Rigmor.
Here we go.
Imaš još koje pismo za mene?
There's just one more dated early 203.
Dear Dragonbore, thanks for blanking my last letter.
Nisam ga
If you can't be
dobio.
bothered to come down to see me, then at least write back. How hard is that? You are so not going to believe this, but the crap has totally hit the fan over here in Cyrodiil. Some badass bandit king has taken the Citadel, and I've been advised by Freathoth and Malisam to declare Bruma a free city. They totally burned and trashed Leowyn, and the nobles are all bummed out, calling for a peace treaty as I write. If you try to come over the border, be careful. The whole of Cyrodiil is pretty much in a state of anarchy. Everyone's running around like headless chickens. It's actually quite invigorating, and I'm loving it. Malisam had to sit down due to heart palpitations. He was like, oh. I totally cried, laughing. Oh, poor Carice. Although I would feel a lot safer if you were around, how's the dragon thing going? We don't get much news out here, but rumor is you saved the world again, right? Dragonborn, when are you going to come and save me? You said you were going to come get me. Are you letting me go? I'll understand if that's what you want, but you need to let me know. I'm in a kind of limbo with nowhere to turn. If I don't hear from you after you get this letter, I'll know where I stand, but I want you to know I will never forget you, and I will always love you. Rigmor.
Kako joj objasniti da nisam pisma dobio, da su zapela na granici? Kad je sretnem tako ću jeziku, još jedan tako ću jeziku u juhu dobiti, da to je čudo jedno. O, nisam. Skyrim. Idemo još neki slovo.
Yes?
Da. Zašto ih nisam dobio prije?
There's been a lot of changes, especially over these last few years.
Birokracija.
We received a lot of undelivered correspondence dating back years when we set up this
Ko da
border
ste u
post.
Hrvatskoj.
You must remember the last letter was sent during a most unsettling time. The good news is Cyrodiil is experiencing growth and stability since the new administration.
Yes,
More
yes,
so after the
birokracija.
expulsion of the Thalmor and the possible reinstation of the Nine throughout the Empire. I am sure your stay will be most pleasant and enlightening. And there's one more thing. This was left for you too.
Nemoj me zezat. Rigmor mi je to ostavila. Rigmor mi je ostavila Azuras Bane. A šta onda ona ima? Azuras Bane. To je novost. Ok, a mogu sad... Šta još treba?
Yes?
Ko je sljedeći
Are you ready
korak?
to continue?
Jesam.
Excellent. Please follow me.
Yep.
Show the pass to the new Imperial Guards on the Cyrodiil side of the border. Keep it safe. You'll need it to travel freely between the provinces. one more thing. Whatever you see down there on the border, please remain calm and remember what I said about who you represent now. Ah, enjoy your stay.
Hvala. Enter cyrodiil. Cyrodiil, here I come. Kao što sam rekao, ono, osloboditi ću sve. Travel. Yes. Imam ovdje konja, ako se ne varam. Yep. Oj. Mogu se to malo vidjeti. E sad, mogu s njime putovati do Bruma. Ali prvo ću s njime do granice, da je mogu pokazati svoju vizu. Come on, boy! Moram doći do border posta. Ako je neko igrao Rigmorom Bruma, tu smo se rastali. Tu je ona vikala za mnom. Tu je ona bila ubijeđena zašto ja nisam pošao sa njom. To je ta granica Brume sve. Fantastičan soundtrack mi je ovo. Dobar dan.
The border's closed. What? Let me see.
Imam vizu.
Okay, all seems in order. But I should warn you to keep your weapon sheathed, and any acts of violence will be met with the full force of the law. You may, of course, defend yourself if you are attacked, but those are the rules. Open the gates.
Stroga granica. Ovdje završava Skyrim, počinje cyrodiil. Službeno.
Move along quickly. There's nothing here that concerns you.
Okay. Sad bi na mapi trebali dobiti cyrodiil. Yep. Koliko mjesta, sigurno, bine pravi, mislim, kao što sam rekao, najbolje je označiti fast travelat jer jednostavno tokom puta se neće ništa dogoditi. Tokom puta se neće, da sada jašem do Brume, ništa se ne bi dogodilo. Također da jašem do Imperial City-a, ništa se ne bi dogodilo. A to bi bilo dosta dosadno. Tako da... Na konju naravno, pa ćemo onda prije stići.
Welcome to the free city of Bruma.
I have a pass.
No need for that here, friend.
Mogu vidjeti kropicu.
Go through the gates, turn right, and follow the road to the blacksmith. There's a stable there if you need one. Go up some stone steps, the keep is right in front of you. You can't miss it. Welcome to Bruma.
Evo nas Brumi. Jako lijepo mjesto, kapitala. Inače, spoiler, začepite uši, ko bi se trebali vidjeti. Ali dobro, odmah odmah. Soundtrack stvarno ne znam šta da je. Da, dobro, ovdje malo klipinga.
Halt! What is your business here?
Trebam groficu.
You'll be lucky. She's never here. Better off checking the tap and tack. Guardian General.
Ja. Borio si se sa mnom, a?
General. I was with you at the Battle of Whiterun. Cassius Legion, wounded in battle.
Moje poštovanje.
Aye, General. It was an honor and a privilege to serve under you. But, as my friend says, Milady Rigmor is not with him.
Zapravo želim vidjeti sigurno.
Why didn't you say, pass, General?
Inače bit će ovakvih klipinga zbog velike količine modova, ali generalno ne utječe previše.
The Emperor would like to know, no, he demands to know, why the Countess has not made the time to attend. As you can see by my own presence here today, it's absolutely imperative that she does.
I am sorry, Lord Chancellor. I will make sure the Countess learns of the urgency to attend.
One might begin to think the Countess is avoiding her duties to the Empire. One might think Lady Sigyn has become the Countess in waiting, while her daughter...
Enough! Lord Chancellor, mind your tone and manners. Please inform the Emperor the Countess will be forthcoming. I shall personally make sure she attends as soon as possible.
Please do. I would hate to have to find and escort her to the palace myself. I think you understand the gravity of this needless situation only too well. You have 1 week from today to comply. Good day, Lady Sigyn.
Case of farmer's chickens killed by dog.
Dragonborn!
Cerise! Cerise!
We have an obligation to protect and serve the descendants of Morgan of Winterhold.
Jimmy's dog got into me fencing and killed my chickens. I only got 3 left.
Lady Sigyn is in parley. Come, we can wait in the cabinet room.
That's a lie. He's let them chickens run round wild. They came over my fence, my lady.
How many chickens are we talking about?
That'd be 6 chickens, milady, worth 6 septims, there's. It ain't my fault, milady. I ain't got no 6 septims. Me auntie, she recently hurt her elbow.
Enough! Jimmy, listen to me carefully. If I hear of your dog again, it will cease to be. Do you understand?
Yes, milady.
Malisam, take 6 septims from the court purse and compensate the plaintiff.
As you wish, my lady.
It's court protocol until Lady Sigun asks us to sit.
Sigun!
Dragonborn! Thank the gods you came! How many years
sad
now?
Bi te zagrlio da mogu. Ti si Sigun.
Well met.
Dobio sam 2 pisma, znači rekao.
She did write you, you know, but we could never find you.
Kako je Rigmor?
She's fine. You know Rigmor. When we first arrived, it took some time to get used to our new lives. She didn't take too well to living here in the keep. Our old house is now her apartment. I have been left to attend to the more mundane courtly duties, with the help of court advisor Malisam and Master Freyathov.
Ah, Guardian, alive and well.
Yep.
I am so pleased to make your acquaintance once again.
By the way, nisam prije rekao da bi se igrao Rigmorov cyrodiil ili općenito Rigmorov bruma, trebate ubiti Alduina. Tu se pretpostavlja da ste već ubili Alduina, tako da bez toga se ne može pokrenuti uopće niti Rigmorov bruma, niti Rigmorov cyrodiil.
I seem to have this preference for cold, wintry places. We feel right at home here, don't we, Keris? Please let me introduce you to Master Freyathov, a scholar and court mage to the Countess.
I have heard so much about you, Guardian. It's good to finally meet you at long last.
Come, let's sit. Help yourselves to refreshments. Well met.
Ko je bio taj mali čovo tamo?
Martin Blackwell, Lord Chancellor to the Emperor.
A very dangerous man, Guardian. He heads a very secretive and powerful spy network. Former Lord Chancellor to Titus Mead II, and now does the bidding of the new dynasty. His loyalties lie in the sworn oath to protect and serve the imperial throne, no matter whose behind rests upon it. He became bitter after failing to find Titus Mead II, leaving a rather long and bloody trail behind him. He blames the Dark Brotherhood and utterly crushed the underground ring here in Cyrodiil. But he is cruel and devious, and we have good cause to fear him.
Before he can be coronated, the Emperor needs Rigmor to sign the noble decree.
Yes. Our bandit king is to bestow upon himself the title of Titus Mead III. Rigmor has yet to sign it, but to do so, she would have to enter the nest of vipers. I cannot be sure whether they know of Rigmor's true ancestry. If they do, she would be considered a pretender to the imperial throne.
Sethius is a common bandit. Although very powerful, he is no noble. As far as we know, Titus Mede II left no living heir. As the noble houses of Cyrodiil bickered and argued, Zethius took the throne by right of combat, as Titus Mede I took the throne from Thules 200 years ago. Rigmor's ancestral link to Titus Mede I puts her in grave danger if Zethius were to find out.
If all she does is have to sign this document, so be it. But we cannot let her go alone. However much I hate what has happened to Cyrodiil, this bandit king becoming emperor by right of combat. We cannot change that, and don't want to. When the war happened, Zethius sent envoys. We told them Bruma was a free city. We wanted no trouble. I didn't want a repeat of what happened to Leowyn.
It was virtually razed to the ground, half the populace put to the sword in a shining example of the ruthlessness of our new liege. All the nobles, including ourselves, took the chance of amnesty, laid down our arms, and signed the white gold settlement of the year 203 of the Fourth Era. We were left as a free city only until recently. Cepheus now wants us to sign the noble decree as well. Apparently he needs it to legally become part of the Mede dynasty. Bruma is, after all, part of Cyrodiil and the Empire. Free or false?
He was always causing problems here in Cyrodiil. After the disappearance of Mede II, his bandit army grew so big not even the legions could contain it.
His army would attack and plunder at will. The Imperial Court, in absence of the Emperor, sent for General Quintus Vitalis of the Northern Army. By the time Quintus arrived, it was all but over. Cepheus had marched into the Imperial City with some 5,000 men. Quintus could not cross the bridge.
The Imperial Court surrendered the city. Quintus was sent with the Northern Legion to the Hammerfell border to protect Anvil, effectively stopping Red Guard nomad bandits from the Brenner River area. You see, Guardian, now there is peace in Cyrodiil. What was destroyed is being rebuilt. There are no raids and attacks on the counties anymore. The bandit army became overnight the new Imperial army. Our only concern is Rigmor's welfare.
But by her nobility, Rigmor is now caught up in this ridiculous power play. We just want her to sign the document and return home. But as Jonte says, if they know, she might not return at all, and we cannot risk the chance that they do.
Oh, pardon.
Well met.
Nekad ima mali glavni.
If only I knew. I'll let Jonte fill you in on the current situation with my daughter. I must apologize, Dragonborn. I'm so tired and must retire. Once you've finished here, Carice will show you to your room.
Ah, yes, the errant countess. Rigmor is a law unto herself. I had hoped she might someday take responsibility for her newfound position, but it's not going to happen anytime soon, is it? Really? I'm afraid. You could put it that way, Guardian, but she seems happy when she does grace us with her presence. Of late, she's been spending her time between the Tap and Tack Ale House and the Roxy Inn. The latter is a mile south of this side of Lake Rigmor. If she does frequent Bruma, she abodes at her apartment behind the cathedral, 5th house along from the inn in the lower quarter, or the Tap and Tack. You might try there first. Ask about. She keeps unruly company, and of late has been in the company of Count Leowin's son, Robert de Medalius.
Robert de Medalius? Malo smo Rigmor.
After the sacking of Leowin and the murder of the Count and his family, Cepheus placed one of his trusted henchmen in the Count of Leowin's place. Robert is his son. Sigun and I tried to advise Rigmor that he is not of noble character. We had hoped to match her with the Count of Coral's son, and she took absolutely no notice whatsoever, and did as she always does. Her own thing, essentially. Guardian, as long as she's happy, or as happy as can be considering her traumatic past, we are happy too. However you feel or felt for Rigmor, and I do know you became close, you were, after all, a guardian. Time moves on, but there's something else. Ariel Cepheus is a weak emperor. He is not the true power behind the throne. If it were a simple case of escorting Rigmor to the Imperial Court to simply sign the document, I would have sent an escort from the Bruma garrison, which would have sufficed. As you know, as a disciple of my beloved mistress, I have certain privileges and insight, and there is indeed a very real concern Rigmor would be in danger at the court. We believe Cepheus's wife is a daughter of Cold Harbor.
Rumors are she is 300 years old, yet her skin maintains a likeness akin to that of porcelain.
We believe she is behind Cepheus's rise through the bandit ranks, and ultimately responsible for the usurpation of the Imperial throne.
Daughter of Cold Harbor?
Yes, a vampire. My mistress thinks so. As far as we know, she is never seen in daylight at all. I think Friafoff is better informed to explain further.
There used to be many years ago, but it stopped all of a sudden after the catastrophe.
Continue, Friafoff. It's all right. You have nothing to be ashamed of. Friafoff was tutor to the former Countess of Bruma, Guardian, and can also explain the terrible manner in which the position became available.
For many years I had served the former Count and Countess of Bruma, and schooled their only child, a daughter, in the ways of nobility, etiquette, and math. The Countess lost her husband in a riding accident when... I can't bring myself to say her name. One night, Sophia just disappeared. Oh, we searched. I never gave up. But as the weeks turned into months, the poor Countess became withdrawn. She lost the will to live and died of a broken heart. When Milady Rigmor arrived, She told me all about what had befallen her in Skyrim, how you had rescued Sorella, and how a similar thing that happened to Sophia happened to Sorella. That she, too, had bad dreams, heard voices calling her. I wish I'd taken more notice of the poor child. But that you rescued Sorella after an encounter with a coven of witch devils.
Yep.
After investigating the disappearance of children in Cyrodiil, it stopped altogether about the time the coven was destroyed. Sophia was the last. I fear I must also retire. Recalling this terrible event has taken its toll.
Oh, no doubt at all, Guardian. Rigmor's arrival saved him. They get along very well indeed, and she is rather fond of him. She rarely speaks to me, though, or her mother, if she does come to the castle. She thinks we meddle too much in her life, but she will confide in Friafoth. There must be more to this. A dark set of events, Guardian. Something that eludes us. To have such powers of recalling, it all ties into my suspicions, but Cepheus is not an uncommon name. We could, of course, be completely and utterly wrong. I'll have to conduct some investigations. Hammerfell would be a good starting point. After all, a brood mother must have a brood, and fledglings cannot help but make a lot of noise. I would advise you to rest for a while. If there are more sinister reasons to what's behind the Imperial throne, it certainly won't be anything to do with a young errant know-it-all. But we can't take the chance they know of her ancestry.
Dobro da ste poslali po mene.
Keris will show you to your room. I must bid you good night.
Laku noć, male sam. Caris.
Follow me, Dragonborn.
Okay.
It's so good to see you again. Malasam prefers the college to the keep, but I actually like it here. The college is all I've ever known, mostly.
Rigmor.
And I still go there sometimes, but the keep feels so much more secure and not ready to fall into the sea.
Bruma. Malo prijašnja katedrala koju smo Prekrasno. Sve je puno asocijacija na Rigmoru.
This way, Dragonborn. This is the Lord's Hall. Malasan and I share the same room, in the lower part of the living quarters, along with Friafoth. But we do have a special room, reserved for important guests in the upper quarters.
VIP.
Lady Sagun resides here. The rooms are right next to Lady Rigmor's room.
Ne mogu se ne oteti dojmu da mi je Rigmor nešto ostavila u toj sobi. Ili nešto da ću naći u toj sobi.
Dragonborn, it's going to be hard for her when she sees you again. Don't think you can just walk back into her life and begin where you left off. She's fine, but lately it's been difficult for her to settle down. Why does he concern you?
Sada se ovdje preusmjerava priča. Da li na prijatelja, bivšeg ljubavnika ili bivšeg intimnog ljubavnika. Zavisi šta ste odigrali u Rigmor of Bruma. Znači tu se grana priča, ajmo to tako reći. Ja sam u Rigmor of Bruma, iako nemam na kanalu, igrao ljubavnika, ajmo tako reći. A ovdje da li bla 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 bla.
She's fine. Why does he concern you?
Ići ćemo na ljubavnika.
Dragonborn, it's been a long time and people move on. She did try to write, and it was hard for her to let you go. She depended on you. She loved you with all her heart. But now she is happy again and is finding her own way, however that way may be. If you really love her, really in your heart, you will accept her how she is now.
Yep.
Rigmor told me she was intimate with you. But you must let her go. And gods forbid you tell anyone. You must never tell anyone. Not Malasam, Sigurd, no one. It doesn't work that way anymore. She's nobility, and she is with Bobby now.
I'm gonna kick his butt. Bobby.
Yes, Robert. He really is a nice, charming man. He tries. Although she can be a handful, he's good for her. He cares about her. Please don't ruin it. Go to the Tap and Tack and speak to Colin. He's the barkeeper there. If there are any rumours to be had, he is the one to talk to. He might be able to help you. Failing that, take this key to Rigmor's apartment. If she's not there, you might find some clues as to where she is.
Imao sam neki osjećaj da je ovdje nešto. Nisam iznenađen. Očito sam imao krivi osjećaj. Okej. Nije baš da sam se naspavao. Mislim da je ovdje. Great Hall, yes. Ovdje je throne. Onda bi ovdje trebalo biti. uvijek si razmišljao, nije lanterna, nego je... Ne mogu se sjetiti, glavno. Ali dobro. Ima dovoljno svjetla.
Yes?
Znaš možda gdje je stapen tek? Mislim da je tu. Ne bi trebali već spavati, jesu. Ajmo na spavanje. Stop and tek. Bio sam pravo.
Get you anything?
Michael's murder for the cold business. Kome ne pozna ono. Ali dobro. Tražim Rigmor.
Rigmor, huh? Saw her about a week ago. She came in here with that Leowin boy. What's his name again? Oh yeah. Robert. There was a bit of a scuffle with some of the locals and his bodyguards. Yeah, he doesn't go anywhere without them. One is a huge ox called Grom, a Nord. The other is a sly little fellow, would knife you in the back without a second thought. They call him Tiny. I told me Lady Rigmor it would be best to leave. She paid for any damage and they left. Haven't seen her since.
Poznavajući.
That girl? She's a wildcat. Hardly surprising with what she's been through. Watch the kid grow up. The family was well respected in Bruma. When they took them all away, it was quite a shock. No one heard anything for years. Then just a little after the Count fell off his horse, she returned. Deeds, titles, the whole shebang. The whole city turned out. That was a day to remember. She just wanted to be like everyone else. I know recently she moved out of the keep and now stays at her apartment. It's just around the corner. She doesn't go there often though, but it's worth a try. Out the door, 5th house on the left. My pleasure. Don't forget, if you want to taste some fine ales, this is the place to visit. Welcome to the Tap and Tack. Please, make your...
Peta kuća na lijevo. Ovo lijevo ili ovo lijevo? Pretpostavljam ovo lijevo. Ovo je bilo desno. Lijevo. Peta kuća. Prva. Druga. Treća. Četvrta. Ovo bi trebalo biti. Jep.
One life ends another. Dead man hanging in the tree. He was waiting for his other three. The wife never cried. Something in the little girl died. Selfish reasons for the wife. Little did she know it was more than one ended life. Little girl sleep. Little lonely girl in deep. Never to awaken to another sunrise. Only then was the wife's errors realized. End one life and end another.
Rigmor. Šta te zapela neka depresija? Dobro si se vidio. Iako mi se ovo ne sviđa. Još jedan. O, barendar! Vidi slikicu od barendara.
Not forgotten. Cast adrift in this time, paying for someone else's crime. Make my flesh cry red. Cruel words me said. Make me cry. Make me want to die. But one thing is certain. I will not let fate close the curtain. But you will not break me. I will not let you see. I will defy you to my very last breath, even on the brink of death. I am not forgotten by those I love.
Rigmor, Rigmor. Još koja. Kome bi se svidjelo da čitam njezin dnevnik? A možda će mi reći di.
Right. Okay. I've never kept a diary before, so here goes. Frithov has encouraged me to do it. Says it'll be good for me. Actually, it's a bit weird, like talking to myself. But now I've moved back into the old house, my apartment. I can finally begin to breathe again. I know Mom's disappointed with me, but she doesn't show it. As for Malisam, he can do one. The keep made me feel suffocated, and after everything I've been through, I just need a little more time to adjust and my own space to do it in. Frithov has been great and understands, and has been really helpful. Carice too, and the poetry and drawings have also helped me focus a lot. I have to move on, start afresh. I have had to come to terms I might never see Dragonborn again. Those first years were especially hard for me.
Nisam dobio pisma.
After getting no replies from my letters, I resigned myself to the fact Dragonborn has moved on too. Even now, I wake up in a cold sweat, calling out, "Who is that sitting at the foot of my bed? Is that you? Have you come back for me?" But it's only the shadows. Apparently, it's normal. You create a certain bond. I never knew that feeling before. You would do anything for those that you trust and come to love. You give yourself freely,
openly with no words needed, with just the slightest passing glance you see into someone's soul. The sacrifices you would make in a heartbeat for that person, no questions asked. The sacrifices Dragonborn made for me. To be free and happy. Ties that bind. For eternity. But I have moved on now. And if they think I'm going to marry that Coral kid, they've got another thing coming, and Malisam can shove his protocol up his ass. I only put up with him because of Carice. Malisam's one defining feature in his life was adopting her as a small child. I finally found out what was between them. She's his daughter and protege. Apparently, on a pilgrimage to the shrine of his beloved mistress, he passed a ransacked burning wagon train and came across Carice wandering disoriented in the road, calling for her parents. She was 3 years old. I love Carice. We share something in common. We're sisters. What a shitty, cruel world we have been born into. Oh, and I have first-hand experience of that. But now, I think I've earned myself some slight indulgence and melancholy. Fight hard, play hard, right? As for Bobby, he's actually quite cute. He doesn't try to handle me with kid gloves. He's honest, caring, and likes to party. And I think he understands me. He listens and is agreeable. And he's fun. I'm going to rent a room at the Roxy Inn. It's so more convenient. Bobby can sail up the Nibbin estuary into the lake. I love it there, by the lake. Reminds me of Riften. I'm sure Dragonborn would approve.
Ne aprovam. Ne odobravam vezu sa Bobijem. Nije dobar utjecaj na tebe. Bobby! Bobby mi nije ni malo kad neće ovaj tad katedrala. To sam rekao, znači da nisam sada pokazao sve, morao bi putovati se ovdje do Roxina, preko Megispar, Mengija, Roxy Inn, a ništa se ne bi događalo. Znači, za samu priču i za samu. Ali imam neki žešći osjećaj, opet kažem, da ću dobiti takvu jeznu što se nisam javio, da je to čudo jedno. tražio sam ja cijelo vrijeme sam.
A few more drinks and she'll be under the table. Lights out. War's over.
Ha! You wish, Grom. I can drink as much as any man.
Careful, Rigmor. You don't want you waking up in a hedge again.
Butt out, Bobby.
Yeah, but Bobby.
Careful, Tiny. Remember who pays your wages.
Come to Grom, little lady.
Hey! Who said I was a lady?
Who's this? What business do you have here?
By the gods.
State your business, good sir, or I'll be forced to...
Bobby, it's okay. This is the Guardian.
By Talos. This is him?
Please accept my apologies for being so rash. If I had known... Rigmor has told us so much about you, Guardian.
Bobby, you go ahead without me. I'll catch up with you later.
Of course. Guardian, it's a pleasure to meet you at long last. I'm sure the Countess is in safe hands. Come, Grom, Tiny. We have a boat to catch.
Mislim da trebamo pričati.
Okay. And where the hell have you been? You have no idea how worried I was for you. You promised you would come and you leave it all these years and just appear out of nowhere like magic. What is wrong with you? Well, just don't think you can walk back into my life. I've moved on now. Yeah, I have a new life now. I can't believe you left it so long. How did you even find me? You had better not have been going through my things at my apartment.
Nisam gledao, evo majke mi nisam gledao dnevnik, nisam gledao.
Good, or things would not go well for you right now. Did my mother send for you? By the gods. She is so going to regret that. And so,
ja bi požalio da
now
sam
you're
rekao
here.
da sam gledao dnevnik,
What
majka požalila što me rekla di je.
Go on, tell me what finally brings you to Cyrodiil. To take the time to actually bother to see me now. Safe? I can look after myself. I don't need someone holding my hand to sign some crummy document. I can't believe you would finally come all the way here just for that.
Yep.
After everything we've been through together, you finally turn up for a worthless scrap of paper.
A nije samo to u pitanju, ali... Sorry.
Sorry? Not as sorry as I am. not as sorry as I am at all.
Rigmor.
Dragonborn, I have missed you so much. I don't know what to do. Why did you not come for me?
Nisam dobio pisma po 17. put.
Get me.
Rigmor. There. Evo. Administracija!
Yeah, well, things have changed. As you can see, I'm with Bobby now.
Je, vidim to.
Being a countess has its drawbacks. I have to have a noble match, you see. Mother and Malisam wanted me to marry the Count of Coral. Ugh, no thanks.
Šta ne valja s njim?
Way too namby-pamby. I don't spend much time at the castle. I met Bobby here at the Roxy. I love it here. Out of the cold, the lake close by. It reminds me of Riften. I've been renting a room here, away from all that stiff-ass court duties crap thing. I need to be who I am. Bobby respects that. He's not really a noble in the real sense. He's fun, and it's helped me a lot to adjust to my new life. Dragonborn, stop it. Of course he doesn't know. Nobody knows. By the gods, I can't believe she told you she knew. This is so embarrassing. Look, at first I missed you, okay? I needed someone to confide in, and Carice was there for me. We get along really well, and we talk about things, you know, girl things. Well, actually, wouldn't know. We mustn't talk about this again, okay?
Okay.
But what about you? What have you been doing all this time? So what do we do now? What's been going on? Well, at least that gives us some breathing space. I'll need to change into something more ladylike. How about we go back to Bruma? It's your first time in Cyrodiil, right? I could show you around. Some of the places I knew as a kid. Would you like that? It's so good to see you again, Dragonborn. I know it might feel a little strange with how things have changed, how I have moved on, but it's what I want. Please don't be disappointed with me. Well, what are you waiting for, Dragonborn? Go on, say it. Let's go.
Ok. Tu ćemo stati za ovu epizodu. Sljedeća će biti ili danas ili sutra. U svakom slučaju bit ćete obaviješteni.